let me tell you what Jerry Weintraub would have done. Okay, now Joel
Oh, there you go.
somehow has this bad boy reputation that he does not deserve because Joel
No, he doesn't.
really
He
is a
doesn't.
straight guy. I mean, he's you know, but he's a bear of a man, and it's hard to overcome his appearance in Roger Rabbit. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard to bounce
Yeah.
back from that and have you think people think you're cuddly. Okay, what Jerry Weintraub would have done, and Jerry's a good guy and all that stuff, but Jerry still has the first dollar he ever made, and he would have found a sponsor for the, for the Christmas gifts. So he would have given away those silk pajamas.
Right.
It would have said Budweiser on the
Yeah.
sleeve.
No, it would have said Chico bail bonds on the back, but he'd also be so he'd be so shameless that Weintraub would have on the sleeve like his next upcoming movie. Like the bathrobe on the back has Ocean's 11 on it. Or
Yeah, and not to diminish Jerry Weintraub or be negative in any way, but boy, he knows how to work it.
doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Man.
And
So
Jerry was and the thing is, I had experience with Jerry before Warner Brothers because he and Bernie Brillstein ran Management 3, and we had an overall deal with them when I was at ABC. So I did all their acts that they represented. Like I don't think they represented Barry Manilow, but we did these Barry Manilow specials, John Denver specials, the King family. Harry Morgan did a special, Juliet Prowse, John Denver was a big one. We did a bunch of things with him, and my biggest shining moment, I think, at ABC was John Denver and the Muppets Christmas thing.
Brilliant. And that's one to be proud of for sure. So I go down to the set of Solaris, right, with the George Clooney reboot.
Yeah.
And Soderbergh directed that. And, he knows Weintraub. He knew Weintraub really well. And somehow he comes up, and Ocean's 11 comes up. I forget what the connection was, but he said, well, you probably can't tell. What, you want to tell me what the connection is before I get into this? Go ahead.
Ocean's 11, they wanted to shoot it on location in Las Vegas.
Right. There you go.
They did all their prep and all that stuff there, but they couldn't get into a casino. So they called Jerry Weintraub. And so that's how Jerry became one of the producers. Jerry Weintraub made a couple of phone calls, and suddenly they're in the Bellagio.
Right. Wow. So that is exactly the story. And it's funny because Clooney and Soderbergh tell it a little bit differently. They were like, Weintraub went around telling him he had a friend here and he had a friend there. He's got a friend in the shipping business. He's got a friend in the textile business. He's got a friend who's a butcher and has an Oklahoma farm. He's got all this, right? And they keep thinking like, you and your friends, like, shut up. It's like, because it's like a Hollywood town, right? And then all of a sudden they're in Vegas and Weintraub says, go see my friend. He's going to set you up. And I guess it was the shot where the guy runs from the casino with the money and gets gunned down. That's one of the shots before they got to the Bellagio. And George Clooney's like, son of a bitch does have a friend who can get us. Like they were like, they were kind of like, it was like they thought it was the kid crying wolf. And then all of a sudden it turned out to be real. And
Jerry's in the movie. Jerry's in the poker game they're having.
Yeah.
Hey kid, you better, they're talking about the character Andy Garcia plays, hey kid, you better have, whatever. And then one of the other guys playing poker is John, and John's last name escapes me, but he was the head of the legal department at Warner Brothers. He's
really? Who?
Game. Oh God, he retired.
Not John Schneider.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
I don't, not Schneider. I don't. Larry. There was Larry Schneider. He was in accounting.
Larry Schneider was down in the bridge
John
building, right?
Schlesinger or John something like that. John. He was the head legal guy. And he's in the movie. He's in the movie.
So funny.
With Jerry Weintraub, and a bunch of friends, I guess. Jerry's friends.
Hi, Chris Mulkey. NMOSD can blind, paralyze, or even kill in a matter of minutes, but we're close to finding a cure. And with that cure, a cure for cancer. Go to Guthrie Jackson Foundation and donate today. Thank you.
I remember when I was just starting out, I had to drop something off at his office, and he was telling a guy who's like, God, Mr. Weintraub, I wish somebody in his office is visiting. I wish I had a camera so I can take a photo with you. And he goes, well, you can come back tomorrow with the camera, but I won't be here. But you know what you can do? You can shoot a photo of this empty lobby and tell them that Jerry Weintraub was here. Or some version of that. Like you could shoot a photo of an empty lobby and tell him I walked through it. You know, it's like.
But I remember Jerry and Mark Solomon were like that.
I bet.
I'd go into meetings. They'd already be there. Jerry would just drop in, you know, like he would drop into Milius. Okay, Jerry would drop into Mark, you know.
Exactly.
Mark Schoon can do Jerry great.
You do that's a pretty good Jerry.
Mark, you know, I don't want to talk to these other guys over here. You're the only guy I want to talk to. You know, but you know, Mark was really, really good. The key to keeping these producers close to you is that you arrange to meet with them before you start production or when you're going over the budgets and stuff. And you quietly tell them when you're alone, you say, I'm here to help you realize your vision for this movie.
Exactly.
You come to me no matter what you need. You just come to me. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You know? And then they feel like they have somebody. And then they feel like they have somebody working with them because the production guys are always bitching and moaning about it. Like your first day of production, you know this, Mark, the first day of production, it's always some stupid shot. It's a drive-by or somebody's walking into a door. So just so that they can say they got the first shot done. They want to be set up. The first day of any production, you know, you're going to have your makeup and all that, you know, 6 o'clock calls, but everybody has 7 o'clock. You want to get your first shot by 8:15. If you can do your first shot by 8:15, you know, you've got it. You know, and then they're not bugging you. But all during production, you've got Draper and Schoon and DeFaria and Smith, Waite, just calling you constantly. When the hell are you gonna get your first shot yet? What's going on? You know, you guys behind? What's the production report going to say tomorrow when I get it? And they're always complaining about the money and stuff like that. And the thing about post, up to a point, up till Bob and Terry left, the thing about post was, like Bob and Terry, their philosophy was, you budget what you believe this movie's going to cost to make. That's your budget. You budget what it's going. You can't budget mistakes. You can't budget redos. You budget what you think this is going to cost. And if something happens, then you make a decision about whether you want to invest more money into it. Okay. When I left Warner Brothers, it's been 10 years now. They were thinking about reshoots before they'd even start. And that's a sign that the prep wasn't fully finished or the script really isn't completely there. But they had an ambitious agenda at Warner Brothers. They had 24 movies a year. You know, we didn't make all of them ourselves, but we were putting out 24 movies a year. So you could get 2 from Joel, you know, Dark Castle, and you could get 1 or 2 from Alcon, and you'd get maybe something from Legendary and something from Bel Air when they were there, or Village Roadshow. And then the rest of them you have to do yourself. So it was an ambitious agenda. And then Bob and Terry also understood that if it doesn't work, you have to fix it. And Bob would have this thing. I remember specifically with, I'm thinking The Avengers, but it wasn't that. It was another movie where Bob said, what have we got right now? This movie is a failure. Okay. What is it going to take to fix it? Okay. If we put $2 million into this to fix it, what would we have? Would we take the F to a C, or would the F go to an A? Okay. If the F is going to go to an A, then I'm going to put the $2 million into it. But if it only gets me to, you know, D+ or a C-, then it's not worth putting the money into it. You know, we'll just put it out in a smaller thing and, you know, try to recoup what we can. And we've got this Warner Home Video division that needs material. So we would do that. So Bob and Terry understood that stuff sometimes needed to get fixed. We didn't have a blank check in post, you know, but later, I don't think Jeff Robinoff ever sort of got that. Because he would complain about everything, you know. Jeff would, Jeff would, we would agree to a thing. He would say, okay, this movie, I don't want to name names, but this movie, okay, this is $78 million. $78 million is what we're going to spend to make this movie, and that's on the Tuesday meeting. The next Tuesday, okay, $64 million. It's like, wait a minute, wait. We budgeted all this. We've got it. We met your goal. No, it's $64 million now. That's the kind of shit he would do.
Your road to redemption is paved with tombstones. No quarter, kill all masters. Go to noquarterkillallmasters.com. Rated R.